But then after the 15 minutes, I kind of I don't know, my brain just switched off. I was awake, but I was asleep. I came out of there. Last 15 minutes flew by. The first 15 minutes, I was thinking, oh, okay, come on. And then the last 15 minutes flew by. I came out and I was just like so aware of everything. I felt sort of awake, so aware. And
is that where you sort of live free, by the way? Was that like the moment?
You thought of it. We can just kind of push it off. That I wouldn't have got the advice of him saying a few different things like invest into real estate and those kind of things and stocks, and then talking about the Australian football system and those kind of things. So I wouldn't have got that advice if I didn't speak to him, because I didn't know his profession at first. And yes, he might have been a plumber, but he also could have been the richest person on the planet, but without me knowing. So it's good to be open-minded and try speak to as many people as you possibly can. Obviously, you want to be focused on your craft and what you're doing.
I think that things should be hard. And you may hear people talk about this in a similar space to us, where if things were easy and if things were so achievable, then everyone would do it. And if everyone was doing it, it would have no value. The reason why maybe, going on a walk is not as valuable as having a luxurious car is because it's easier to go on a walk than it is to get a luxurious car. Now, I think that's by design. Thinking about live free. Now, we, in our heads, just thinking about it, we're thinking, oh, there's going to be no hurdles along the way. There's going to be no struggles along the way. And I'm not saying that Liam and I haven't thought about all of the difficulties that are going to come. But I remember saying this to Liam when we first started doing a few business things together, was that when we start thinking about these things, it's going to sound so easy on our heads. But trust me, when it actually happens, there's going to be so many unexpected things that happen along the way. And I've had so many of them with the Sculpted app. It's been unreal, the amount of difficulties that have just come up. And we're going to have so many of them. Today, we're trying to be a reference to hopefully what success can look like for you guys. And success, of course, is going to be individual for everyone, right? Like my success is going to be different to Liam's success, but I think that my success is becoming the best version of myself. And I think that there's a degree of living free and sculpting that is going to help me get there. Now, Liam, do us a quick favor, guys. Hit the follow, subscribe button. Share this with someone who would benefit from it, and help us grow. As the more we grow, the better the episodes we'll get. Thanks, guys, for helping us, and let's get into the episode. Welcome back to this episode of the SCULPTED Podcast, guys. We are back with another sit down, and it is Liam and myself. Now, there's been a few things that have happened in the past few days since we've probably caught up, I'd say these are kind of catch-ups. So, Liam, tell me what you've been doing over the past few days. Tell me what you're doing tonight, and what does next week look like for yourself?
So the past week for me is been working on Live Free, been trying to pump out as much content as possible on my Instagram. So as I said to you, Nick, I've been trying to get out 2 to 3 reels every single day on my personal Instagram. Yeah, trying to get that out. It's a lot of work trying to do that. Live Free, my freelance work for the podcast I'm working for at the moment. And then, yeah, just trying to do everything my own. Obviously, football as well, my main priority. But it's a good. I love it. I love the grind. I love that. So yeah, that's been.
Wait. Sorry, Liam. Hold up. We're gonna have to fix that vocabulary. The sculpt, my brother. The sculpt. They would have changed the narrative. It's the sculpt.
But yeah, I love the sculpt. I love the sculpting.
No go.
Sculpting process. It's a part of that, and yeah, tonight I'm going to watch Stephen Bartlett, the Diary CEO show, live show, in the show. Nick went to that on Thursday, so
Friday.
In Sydney. I'm in Perth, obviously, so should be a good night. Going to watch that. So yeah, it's been a good week. Not the best week in terms of football. Still slightly injured, but also had a game yesterday and did play the greatest. But you can have those games. We lost 2-1, not a great one personally. But at the end of the day, we got better on it. It's my first full season in men's football as well. I obviously did play the start of this season in England men's football, but only made like 1 professional appearance. So yeah, first full season, and it's just learning experience after each game. But at the end of the day, I'm there to make an impact, and that's why I've come over to Australia, to make an impact as much as possible, and show what I'm capable of. And I felt like I haven't really done it as of yet, as much as I know I can. So that's what I'm focusing on for the next game upcoming and the next few weeks, really. What about you, Nick? How you been?
Yeah, well, firstly, regarding the football, that's just going to happen, you know. I mean, first year of men's football full-time is going to be always difficult, especially when arguably your age shouldn't be playing men's football full-time. Like, they're still youth players, so that's a big barrier. But I think, you know, you'll get there because you have the ability to do so. You've also proven it in pre-season when you're a bore on wood, and then, as you said, you know, in with that first game, making professional debut, that's all a part of the journey. So that is exciting. Now, talking about my week specifically, lots of sculpted app stuff, lots of live free, doing a lot of editing. The live free stuff takes a while, as Liam was saying, but that's also a big part of the journey. So been good. Although this coming week, I will have to be doing a bit more jobs, which is truly annoying me because I don't want to be working for other people. I want to be always working for myself. But that's the sacrifice that you have to make sometimes to make sure that you can work for yourself more and more down the line. So to get immediate money in for delayed gratification is a sacrifice that both Liam and I have to make right now. But we're going to do it because we know that it's better for us in the long run, and the short-term suffer is worth it. So that's
a lot of people say, don't they? Like, at the end of the day, you can't just do your job and go all in unless you're obviously financially capable and
able to. Yeah,
obviously we do have parents that are supporting us, and you're still at home, and those kind of things. But we also have to manage that. We have to be able to afford things for ourselves and be able to pay for things when we're out, or pay to live, really. And me living in Perth right now, I've got to pay my rent each month, or each week, pay for food to eat. I'm not getting money from everyone. I've just got it. Good news, I haven't told you yet, Nick. I just got accepted for my house.
Oh, okay.
Just
that is good.
Actually buying a house at the moment, which is amazing.
Yeah, back in the UK, right?
Yeah, so that brings me, my mum, and my mum and sister. So
that's huge.
Invested in that, and that's a big step for me in the right direction of investments as well. I've always wanted to kind of have a whole investment property portfolio with properties, and obviously my own investments and those kind of things. So it's a step in the right direction for me. Had to put some money down the other day just for getting surveyors and stuff to view the house. So it's a good step in the right direction, and I'm happy with that. So yeah,
that's big. That is big. And actually, my advisor for the Sculpted app was telling me how difficult it is with UK property. He was telling me there's a few things that they do to ensure the buyer's safety. So it's like, essentially, is it like the money gets held in different places before the money gets like paid from person to person? Like, there's some weird thing, isn't it?
Basically, it gets held in like a
cloud.
Yeah, the agent, but like you pay an agent a holding account, and then they put money in there, and then once the deal goes through, then it's taken out and stuff like that. It's amazing because now we're obviously in the next few months to own the place. We've been renting for the past 3 years or so, so it's to just feel like we're gonna have a home, and then also like a place we can call home. Obviously, we've had a home. A place we can call home and renovate and build on, and hopefully increase the value of the property as well.
That is really good. Very big steps, bro. Very big steps. So, what's your expectation for tonight, Liam? Because I wouldn't say I had a real expectation going into the Stephen Bartlett tour, because I didn't really know what it would be about. But what's your expectation for tonight?
My expectations? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really have an expectation, because obviously I listen to all the podcasts, and obviously I know Stephen Bartlett, listening to them. I don't know. I just don't really have an expectation. I listen to a lot of this stuff, and it's just like, for me, I'm just going in to listen and try and learn as much as possible. And my sister, obviously, as you know, I don't know if many people do know, she does work for Stephen. And I was saying to her, I don't know what is the driving factor behind Stephen. I just asked her then, what's his why? And she said, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure he'd like you to ask him that. So yeah, if I get the chance, maybe I will ask him that. But yeah, that's my only kind of my expectation or thought behind this is I don't know what his why is. So do you know?
I think I've heard it before, and I think it's about his when he grew up. I believe that he grew up in a underprivileged area from memory.
I know that story, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he's achieved a lot of what he wanted to achieve now. So what still keeps him driving, and what is that why factor that we know and we spoke about in previous episodes that is constantly changing?
Yeah, I'm literally about to bring up a thing that I literally just made like maybe a few hours ago. So it's talking about what the why is. Now, as Liam alluded to, it's ever changing. Now, I'm trying to enhance my visual design skills. Oh, this is what do you like that? Wait, it's still loading. But this is what my YouTube video podcast thumbnail is going to look like. You rate that? Yeah.
See, you with your animations, your designs. Honestly, I don't know how you're doing it. It's like from learning from nothing. I honestly don't get. Like, I don't know how you're.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I need to do Live 3. Instead of Sculpted, time to get rid of Sculpted. We're developing Live 3. We want those designs.
I'm still working on the Live 3 one though. Like the one that, this wasn't actually what I was meant to show you. This is what I was meant to show you. The why. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you'll hear Stephen speak about it tonight a little bit, where he talks about the 4 motivations. All good.
Internal temperature of the camera overheats at every 10 minutes. Just the sort of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of normal for a lot of cameras.
Do I just drop down the? She said if you drop it down the 4K,
the quality. Yeah.
Should I do that or
not? Go 1020, 1080. Sorry, 1080.
How the flip do I do that?
You may have to go. There should be like a little pause or play button that takes you to the menu. Yeah, and then you can go like file or media.
Advanced movie.
Maybe.
HD movie. 4K movie.
Yeah, HD.
Okay, and now if I go to record, that's saying 17 minutes now. Okay, cool. So that got saved. Let me just get us back up. Cool. Well, we are.
This in front of me.
Ready? Keep speaking. Ready, set, go.
Yeah. So this you'll hear Stephen talk about a little bit tonight, where he talks about the 4 motivations. Now this is from Andrew Bustamante. Bro, ever since that Stephen Bartlett episode with him, he's probably been my number 1 most listened to podcast. I've not stopped listening to him. I love it. And this is talking about it a little bit. I actually have not a direct reason for motivations. I talk about it with passion, which is what this one is. But I really like his thinking because it's actually pretty similar to how I categorize passion. Now, looking at this, I would say that when people say their why, quite often it could be a mask for other things that are much deeper. And when you look at what that is, so the reality is quite potentially what these things are here that are blurred. You're bad, you're fat, you're ugly, all these different things might be the reality why. But if you look at why those things are the reality, it's because of these 4 key motivators, which is ideology. Andrew has it as reward rather than incentive, but I like the word incentive. And then coercion and ego. And all of these 4 motivators are the true reason why people do things. And I think that it's everlasting and ever changing. And that's why I made this, the top part, a mask, because quite often we are masking that. And the reality is quite deep normally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was difficult for me to convey that, I'm not going to lie. But I literally made this on the way home on the train from Stevens to it. So
2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, literally. Because
you traveled a long time to get there, and I was like,
it was long. But yeah, these are the little visual artworks, you could say, that I've been working on, and I think that they're just kind of representations of my philosophy with life. And I think Stephen actually really captured that well, the similar philosophies that I have there. But yeah, anyways, this thumbnail for YouTube, I think it looks really nice, although I don't know how it would actually look on a YouTube thumbnail in terms of how it would do with results. But the other one was
amazing, but I don't for performance.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, I think it's probably going to get eyes from like tech people hiring app developers. It kind of looks like a tutorial, but I also think that it made, so there's an infographic channel called Kurzgesagt, which is it's a German YouTube channel that originally was like info, like animations, and then they made it into English, I'm pretty sure, because maybe it wasn't German, but it's a German word at least, and it's like quick question kind of thing. No, quick ask. My German's not great. Val can tell me what it means, but anyways, they have thumbnails like this where it's just like an info screen, but I'll see what happens. You know, obviously I can adapt and change, but I do like this kind of 3D kind of element look, because it looks somewhat representative of what my production quality should be, I hope. Yeah. But the Live Free one as well, that's what I'm working on. And I got to get the Liam Miller face over here. Bro, just do one of these ones. My quality that I see of you is like 240p, 720. No, bro, it's not even 720. I can count the pixels on your face. Like that pixelation here, I can see on your screen. Oh, but I try the same for me.
That one's HD though, so maybe I use that. So maybe you can screenshot that if you use it. Maybe I'll do another.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, did you also? This is the content schedule that we're working on. Did you? No, I put this in the Notion. Maybe you haven't seen it yet, but this is
since like 12. I felt there.
Yeah, okay. This was hidden in the Notion page as well, but this guys is what we're working on every week for the Live Free schedule.
You attach me to the big one.
Yeah, I can attach to this. Yeah, easy. Also, if anyone uses Figma out there to do their graphic design, let me know, because I don't know if anyone does that. I think that it's kind of like, it's probably illegal in the graphic design world. I think I do. As Liam was alluding to, I've never been taught. I just taught myself, and I literally just designed the sculpted app in Figma one time, and I was like, oh, this is pretty easy to learn, and it's better than Procreate, which is what I was using. Procreate's a horrible name for an app, by the way.
But one thing is, speaking to the guys and what they're like, the people watching this podcast, is we're showing you behind the scenes of what we're doing with not only the Free Diaries, but also right now, like no other company, no other startup, no other educator, no other influencer, no other creator is showing you these kind of things, of the things we're releasing before we're releasing them, and what we're actually doing, building from the start up. Obviously, I have over 300k across all platforms. Nick's already building his sculpted app, and we're doing this together to create something successful. We've got 2 videos going live on our Instagrams over the next week. We're preparing that content. We've got our YouTube videos going live. Nick Week in the Life going live. We're getting content out, and I just wanted to kind of put that little segment in there because I'm excited for this project and what we're creating. So,
brilliant, bro. And you know what? Let's go on to that, actually. Let's share with the viewers a little teaser, because this podcast episode will come out before the first video that we upload. Yeah, let's go. Going to take me a second to find it. This is actually my one. I edited in 2 different platforms. I edited on Final Cut Pro, which I'm most proficient in, and then CapCut as well. Oh, bro, I've got it. Oh, this is filthy. I got something fresh to show you, bro. Let me quickly get up the Live Free thing though, and we can give a quick teaser to it, and then I'll show you what is filthy. And I've been working on it. This is what I sent you in a WhatsApp message earlier today. I was like, bro, it's fun, but I shouldn't be spending my time on this. But it does get me money to obviously, spend money for the sculpted app, things like that. But let's quickly get the Live Free. I think it's what we're doing, guys, is 10-minute videos every single time, and the same format. Now, I don't know who does that. We spoke about Mr. Beast probably does something similar, but I don't know if he's explicitly said that he sticks to the same time schedule for each of them. But what you can see here.
Yeah, that's sorry. That I was just about to say. Yeah, we have decided on a set time, so you guys know what you're getting when you watch the video. You know it's going to be a banger. You know there's going to be information. There's going to be education behind it, and there's also going to be a video you want to watch. It's short, sharp, but also providing value to
value. Yeah, exactly. So we start off with Liam giving a bit of a week in the life, and you can see him moving into Perth, which that was a pretty...
show them a little bit of the edits you've done there.
Yeah, okay. Some of them are just like, who put that live free thing behind them? I don't know how they got there.
Little pop-ups of the Notion page on yours.
Oh, okay, yeah, but who put these ants? I'm not gonna lie, that the ants weren't great, but I just had to.
What do they know about the ant? They don't know the ant story.
They don't need to know about... Yeah, go watch it, and you'll know about the ants. Of course. Yeah, but here we've got the Notion. I think those look nice. Nice little visual thing. Yeah. Actually, that's... Yeah, and that's going to be my style now. I'm going to put that in all of our stuff for everything we do. That little pop-ups. I think it's... I don't see many people doing it, so I think that could definitely be our little shtick. So, got the week in the life, going through our calendar. Don't know where I've seen that before. But
okay, you're showing them enough.
Yeah.
Getting.
Okay. All right. But for my week in the life, I've got to show you this, bro. Firstly, this is very raw, but okay. For the viewers who are watching, Nick does his thing sometimes, and Nick gets carried away.
I haven't seen this.
So, yeah, you haven't seen... I think you've seen one of them, but not the second one. The second one I spent like 4 hours on today, and yeah, okay. Anyways, let's play.
Fuck me 'cause they know my cutty. Smoking dope like a key.
I got carried away. Goodness me.
I couldn't hear it at all, by the way.
Oh, so you just saw me dancing? That's bad. Well, guess what? When you got up,
it did look sick, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, it was ABBA. So imagine, give me a man after midnight. That was...
So that's for your freelance work, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. So, well, actually, it's not really freelance. It's more just for my dad with his company. But to be fair, I kind of want it to be freelance because I don't want to do too much. Yeah. But guys, that's what we're working on with Live Free. Now, Liam, tell us what you've got in store. Actually, no. Tell me what you're doing in the next few hours, because obviously we know that you're going to the tour, but what are you doing for the next few hours? Because I don't know if we said about how your sister, and then tomorrow your sister's also in Perth. Go through that for us.
I mean, I just really caught up with my sister. I met her at like 12 or like 1 p.m. today. I haven't seen her for like 4 weeks since I looked at her in Australia. So almost a month, probably over a month now, actually. Yeah, to see my mother, I think. So yeah, it was just really nice to see her and catch up. Obviously, congratulate her on being a part of the house with me, the mortgage and everything. Our kind of first property and what we're going to invest in. That was nice. Just went out for lunch with her, caught up with everything, got a nice little coffee. So yeah, just hit the gym before this episode. Got ready. We're all ready to go now out to the show as soon as we finish this cool walk over there. But I just got 2-3 reels I need to draft up. One being for Live Free. I've got three reels, 2 for my professional diary, and then 1 for my professional food that I need to get drafted up. So that is going to be on the walk to the convention center, and then once I hit the convention center, I'm meeting up with a few different people to give them some tickets for tonight. One of the guys actually is his name's Brett. I met him a few weeks ago at this recovery center. Really nice guy, and just such an inspirational kind of story for me in terms of business. To be around those kinds of people. I was speaking to Nick about him, and just like I love being around those kinds of people. He basically had one of the biggest companies in the vaping space in the UK, and he sold it. He sold it about 3 years ago to the biggest company I think in Europe, or I don't know if it was in Europe or the UK or even in the world, potentially about the biggest.
Quick disclaimer though, we don't condone vaping. Condone? I think,
We condone
yeah.
his current business, which is a
Yes.
recovery center. He has
the exact opposite.
Yeah, he had the only data pod in Australia, which we can check a photo up on the screen or a video of me going in.
Yeah.
And honestly, crazy experience for me to go in, because I just came out of there. Basically, it was a 30-minute experience where I went into this pod. I put these headphones on, put the light goggles on, and I'm lying there. The pod then closes, you start spinning around, and then you feel like the first 4 seconds you're actually spinning. After that, you just feel like you're floating in like in space, and there's the light on your eyes. The first 15 minutes, I was kind of thinking about like my to-do list, like what I need to do after. My mind's always racing, look what the next thing is, and I'm always like that. But then after the 15 minutes, I kind of I don't know, my brain just switched off. I was awake, but I was asleep. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, there's a word for it. I can't remember the word, but there is a word for being awake and asleep. Like awake. What is it? I don't know. But
I was in this state.
You were in there.
Yeah, and I came out of there. The last 15 minutes flew by. The first 15 minutes, I was thinking, oh, okay, come on. And then the last 15 minutes flew by. I came out and I was just like so aware of everything. I felt so awake, so aware. And
is that where you sort of live free, by the way? Was that like the moment?
You thought of it. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie that. But yeah, I came out of there and I had so many kind of just ideas of different things of what I wanted to create. And I feel like that's going to be part of my weekly routine. But that's only a part of what his business is. It's recovery center. He's got cryotherapy. He's got hyperbaric chambers. He's got the superhuman protocol. Like everything you want for recovery, he's got in there. And honestly, it was just an amazing place to be and to be around those kind of people, because that's my lifestyle that I want to embody. And the recovery, the sports, the business, like I just love that. So I thought of him because obviously I don't know too many people in Perth as well. So like my sister's like, do you need any tickets? I was like, oh, I might as well invite him. Obviously I don't know too many people, so thought I can give him an invite. And he said his partner watches it as well. She was really nice as well. So great kind of people just to be in content with, and just speak about business. I love speaking about business as well. So.
It's a very good value exchange as well, because it shows that you have a certain degree of, you could say dedication, there's probably a better word for it, but a certain degree of value at least that you can give to them, and then they then feel like, okay, well, they care about me, so what can I do now?
Yeah, I went to the place, put it on my Instagram stories, and videoed it. I got a big content out of it. They got some promotion to my Instagram. And yeah, I mean, I don't like using people. I don't like to just know them because I want to get something out of them. I'll use the recovery center. Like, I like to build relationships and kind of just understand people on a deeper level. And if that means going out for a coffee with them, taking them out for lunch, paying for their lunch, and kind of just building a relationship with people, I love that. Like longer term relationship, like with Nick.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, who the hell are you? Like,
that's how it is.
Came to London. He obviously mentioned it before, where he's been closer with my brother before. They were making for us. And he came to stay at my house. I was just like, oh, it's just a lot of people just staying at your house. Like, I'm getting all of our work. I was just like, yeah, hi, I'm going upstairs. I just didn't speak to you. But 6 months, 12 months later, 6 months later, I don't know.
Maybe 9 months or so.
Close now, best mate, working on obviously a few different things. So building that long-term relationship. So it does help to kind of have chats with people and be open-minded, because I think I was a very close-minded person at that stage. I was just focused on what I was doing. Yes, that probably did get me to where I am in terms of business and socials and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But also it's good to be open-minded and take some time off. And another thing I want to mention, like I met I was really focused on getting my freelance work done yesterday, but the person I was staying with had a friend over, and the friend was a accountant, a financial advisor, who actually advised her on different things. And if I just said, "Oh, right, like, sorry, I'm just can I speak to you in like an hour or so," or like, and then just kind of not speak to them because I'm working, and just kind of push it off, then I wouldn't have got the advice of him saying a few different things like investments in real estate and those kinds of things and stocks, and then talking about the Australian football system and those kind of things. So I wouldn't have got that advice if I didn't speak to him, because I didn't know his profession at first. And yes, he might have been a plumber, but he also could have been the richest person on the planet without me knowing. Like, so it's good to be open-minded and try speak to as many people as you possibly can. Obviously, you want to be focused on your craft and what you're doing. And another thing I mentioned to Nick was currently I'm in a group chat or a networking group, and I've been added to it, but it's just like they're posting. There's probably 100 people over there, but they're posting like 150 to 200 posts and texts a day, and I muted it already in the first 5 hours because I was just like, I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, and it's a networking group. And yes, it's all these trying to strive and be high performing people and high performing business people and trying to strive for so many different things. But at the end of the day, if you're so busy texting in a group chat and trying to network and just talking about cars and like send a photo of a car and asking what car is this, are you really trying to be the best version of yourself?
Yeah, that car's getting further and further away from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro, like you're just literally texting for the sake of texting. Like that's kind of my whole thought on that. I just go, but yeah.
But I think it's a tough one to find that right approach, because yes, that network could also get you to that network could change your life, but also you don't want to necessarily chase that network. Now, the analogy that I'll give you, which I've spoken about before on this podcast, which is if you were a tomato, or if you were a plant and you wanted to get a lot of different animals to throttle up your ecosystem in your garden, and you were one of these plants who relied on the great ecosystem, okay? What would you do if you were that tomato? Would you go out and seek all of those caterpillars, all of those worms to make sure... Wait. Let me land. And actually, I have stuffed it up. I know I have. But when you are trying to proactively seek out, sometimes it's better to grow your plant before you do it yourself, so that once everyone is able to see that you've got such a great garden. Now, sure, maybe you could get 2 or 3 caterpillars in your garden if you were to go seek them out. But once you've got the biggest garden that everyone else knows about, they will come to you. Okay, so if you can make a big enough garden.
It was a good analogy. Hands up.
I landed. Let's go. Okay. There we go. Okay, relax. I think you're going to see him tonight, actually, which is going to take me on to the next thing. Now, I haven't seen Stephen in person. I think, Liam, you haven't met him, have you?
No, I went to his last live show though, in the one he did, kind of his story and.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, I immediately noticed a presence, but I am aware that I tried to humanize him to a very, very high level because I want to believe that he is just like me and Liam. And there are a few things that I did to humanize him. And one of them, I tried to find as many mistakes as possible. I saw when he spat accidentally when he was saying something. I saw now Liam, you'll see this tonight. When the lights dim, he will hold a stance until the lights come on. So it looks very mystique. So he'll do this, and the lights will go off. He'll like this. The lights will go off, and then when the lights come back on, he goes like this, and moves into the next thing. Now, I was trying to analyze him so much and see, like, when he would like hold his stance, and I would wait for him to just move his head, like if he got an itch, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're human." So, Liam, what were your what's your perception of Stephen?
Well, like you text me after you said he's just like one of us, he's just human. And I said, yeah, all are. I said, everyone is, like Ronaldo, like Conor McGregor, LeBron James, Bill Gates. They're all human. They're all like us. They've just put in the hours, they've thought a different way, they've had the right time in the right place, because luck is a thing, and right time, right place is a thing. I don't believe, obviously, in 100% luck. Like,
Yeah, you can create your luck.
yeah, you can create your luck and have those be in the right place and the right time moments, because you put in the hours to get on a trial and get selected in a team at the right time, then miss a player and you're there. Like, you've created your luck because you're in that position. But my perception of Steven, I think, is he's a hard-working, driven individual that knows what he wants and knows that he can get it because he can put the right people in the right places and achieve the things he sets out to. And I think, I don't want to say it because I don't like to be like anyone, and I don't want to be in the same shadow as anyone.
Yeah. Copy anyone. Yeah.
But there's a lot of I see a lot of similarities between myself and him.
Yes.
But at the same time, him being 18 and me being 18, I would say I'm a lot further than he probably was.
Agreed.
He was 18. So who knows where I'll be in wherever. I don't know how old he is now, like 30, probably in his 30s or something.
30. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows where I'll be around 30. Maybe I'll be much further behind him. He sold a company for I know it's not a competition. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying it in the aspect.
He set a standard.
Yeah, he set a standard, and there's many people, as you've probably seen it on social media, of these 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds,
12-year-olds.
They want to become a millionaire. Like, it's not something I'm trying to strive for in that aspect of going out and becoming a millionaire in 100 days. It takes time, and I know that, but I see a lot of similarities between myself, Steve, and these other people in my mindset, in the things I want to set out to achieve, the work ethic, the ideology behind things, and the thinking process. And Nick's exactly the same in that space. And you'll see it a few years to come as well when Nick's Sculpted app and Live Free Diaries is obviously successful as well. So that's kind of my overall of him. And just hearing based off of other people as well speaking about him in terms of personal, I think he sounds like an amazing guy. Genuine, very kind, funny. Like, I've seen his vlog as well. Like, he does look like a funny guy.
In his podcast, though, I'd say he's quite mundane, but in real life, he's very charismatic and funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, he looks just a bit like, oh, right, he's just answering some questions, like, very...
Yeah.
But it's like with anyone, like, you wouldn't realize what Ronaldo is like. There are little clips here and there of him singing on the plane and joking around.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But you see him on the pitch, he's professional, he's driven, but then you see him at home, he's probably just joking about this kid having to play here and there, like with his mates. In Georgina, you actually see it best in Georgina, his girlfriend's documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, Georgina. Yeah.
The way he jokes around and has fun and those kind of things, you see it best there. And that's just the things you don't see on. That's a whole different topic on social media. But we can go into that topic another day. That'll be a good podcast, actually. Yeah, that's just kind of my whole thoughts on him. I think he's a very genuine person overall. He's worked hard to get where he is today. Obviously from tough beginnings, a lot of people that are successful have come from. And yeah, what about you, Nick? What were your original thoughts?
Well, originally, I had no real expectation. Yeah, I made a big LinkedIn post. Originally, I had no real expectation, but there were a few things that you kind of said, Liam, which was creating, like you said about the luck thing. Now, Stephen talks about this in his in the tour, and I don't want to go into it too much because, well, actually, I'd say it's pretty known at least. But creating your own luck is also a thing, right? I think that I really found out that this was a thing when I did it in my own life through sending out as many emails as possible, networking with as many people as possible, and then, as Liam said, being there on the right day, the right time. Right? It's a thing. Now, if you send 1,000 emails and you go to 1,000 trials, probably one of them will land. And that's exactly what happened with me. I had opportunities where clubs wanted me, they couldn't sign me. I had opportunities where clubs wanted me, but I didn't want to go for them. And then on my last trial that I had planned, the last one. And after that, it would have been ropes for me. I would have had to go to like some absolute amateur team and play for them in Germany. But the last professional team I had a trial with, I ended up signing for. Now, I believe that I was creating my luck, but of course there's a degree of just chance that was kind of out of my control. But you also mentioned how Stephen is a very charismatic and a very successful man. But I would say he's also a very, very good leader with people. He's very aware of the culture that he creates. Like when I ran into your sister Liam at the event, I'm like, yeah, she wants to work with Stephen, and I see it in every single employee. They look.
She created her own luck there. Look, she was on the Gold Coast, and she actually, I don't know what it was called. It was this chat room. It was it was a thing where they went on and people could come on live stream. I don't know what the app was called, but it's gone now, and no one uses it. But basically, he was doing a live stream on that, and my sister actually got on the live and spoke to him before they worked together.
Is it?
It's such a weird thing. And this was at the time of him releasing Happy Sexy Millionaire, the book. And she was at the Gold Coast Airport, working at the airport at that time, doing their marketing. And then she thought, like, she always has manifested, like, working for him since she was at the Gold Coast Airport, working there. And as soon as she came over to England to obviously reunite with us since we moved over.
Because she came after yourself and your brother.
So, as soon as she moved over, she saw the job application, like a job role open. And she's like, I'm applying. And she applied and she got accepted. And like, she created her own luck, obviously coming out of uni with her own degree, working very hard. And she works very hard throughout her entire life.
But just Liam, quickly, you made it sound very easy for her to get that job. She didn't just apply and get it, because literally Stephen goes through his application process, and it's lengthy. It's lengthy.
What I mean is, that's what I was going to there. She's put in thousands of hours of work, not only on herself, but in community service as well. She's put in so many hours into other people, of going and volunteering for things at school, going and volunteering in the community where we used to live, helping at disabled children's schools for no money, just helping out for those things. And honestly, very aspiring person for me to look up to and have as my obviously older sibling. So that's her kind of story of getting that job, and it's a very incredible kind of thing of creating her own luck when she came over to England to then get that job.
100%. And it's always a massive alignment piece when you see that you can start to do that, and you think, wow, maybe I am more in control of my destiny than I think I am. Now, Liam, I'm aware of the time. How long have you got left? 5:10. All right. There's a few things that I wanted. Easy. There's a few things that I wanted to talk about just quickly from what you last said. And forgive me, you may have heard my keyboard typing and bashing away because I was writing some notes I didn't want to forget about. But you spoke about how things are difficult and will take time. Now, going on that a little bit, Liam, I want you to tell me, firstly, why do you think that things are difficult? Why do you think that they should be difficult? And why do you think that most people stop doing difficult things? What are your thoughts on that?
That is a good question, isn't it? That's the question everyone wants the answer to. Everyone thinks they want to be able to know. The first one being, why should things be difficult?
Yep.
I have a thing in my mind where there's two sides to that, because I've had conversations with my brother where he says you can manifest and kind of bring these things into your life. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be easy, and you can just do it and be in the right time, right place, manifest it. Obviously, you have to put in some sort of work, but for my mindset, I'm thinking, look, you can believe that, you can do this. Obviously, he puts in loads of work. I'm not saying he doesn't. That was just something he mentioned to me once. But in my mindset, I believe to achieve something successful to a high enough degree and to a high enough level, you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the work, you have to have a part of your brain where you know what you want to achieve and that it's going to be a struggle to get there. And I don't know if that's the right ideology. I don't know if that's the right thought process, but it's worked for me so far. Yes, it's been very painful and there's been a load of struggle to get where I am already. And I know it's going to be very
You can just leave it off, bro. I'll use your Riverside for the rest of it. The thing is that your camera still may be, the light is very low.
No, it's actually alright though. I've been looking at it. That's why.
Okay. All right. Easy. Just don't forget where we are, by the way. Talking about. Yeah, all good. We're talking about how things are hard. Holes. Stephen made a soft stroke, actually, in Sydney.
So.
He said someone. Well, there's only been 2, but yeah. Oh yeah, okay, that's true. Interesting. Well, Adelaide. But he said something about like in like rear-ended or something like that.
Okay, recordings. So I don't know whether that's something in my mindset where I have this thing of it has to be hard to be able to achieve something successful. That's just always been something driven into me by myself, I guess, and maybe the factors around me. But I don't know. I think things are hard that end up being good on the other side. Do you think that?
I think that things should be hard, and you may hear people talk about this in a similar space to us, where if things were easy and if things were so achievable, then everyone would do it, and if everyone was doing it, it would have no value. The reason why maybe, going on a walk is not as valuable as having a luxurious car is because it's easier to go on a walk than it is to get a luxurious car. Now, I think that's by design. Yeah, well, I going on that a little bit more, I think that thinking about live free. Now, we, in our heads, just thinking about it, we're thinking, there's going to be no hurdles along the way. There's going to be no struggles along the way. And I'm not saying that Liam and I haven't thought about all of the difficulties that are going to come. But I remember saying this to Liam when we first started doing a few business things together, was that when we start thinking about these things, it's going to sound so easy on our heads. But trust me, when it actually happens, there's going to be so many unexpected things that happen along the way. And I've had so many of them with the Sculpted app. It's been unreal, the amount of difficulties that have just come up. I'm not going to have so many of them.
I sent you a screenshot, but I deleted it. Maybe you saw.
Oh yeah, I saw you deleted something. Yeah.
It was my goals for last month, and I achieved them all apart from one, but that was just because I've obviously moved across the world and it was a bit different.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if it was my 3 months or my 1 month goals, but there were a few things in regards to sales that I wanted to achieve, and I put next to it in brackets, it's going to be hard and it's going to take time.
Yeah.
I put that in my goals because I knew, okay, it's not going to come in the first few weeks, and I know I'm going to have to keep going even if I don't see any sales in that first time. And I end up getting sales with it, and it's doing well. And that's something I just need to put in there to remind myself that it's not going to be easy. I'm going to overcome the first challenge, the first hurdle, first obstacle, and I'm going to keep overcoming and overcoming and overcoming to get to the other side. But going back to Nick's third question to end it off, what was
why? I think it was why should it be hard?
The about the mindset. What was that on about?
Yeah. Why difficult things? Sorry, why things that we want to achieve should be hard?
It was that people that.
Yeah.
Going back to Nick's third question to end it off was about the kind of mindset and between the people who make it and the people who don't make it. I think it's that thing of knowing that it's going to be hard, and when you do hit those obstacles, knowing that if you stick to something long enough and you put in the hours and you put in the work of not just sitting there and staring at the screen and putting a few things on a few different things, not just sitting there at a screen and can you mark that? Yeah. Not just sitting there at a screen and putting down a few different things on paper, but actually putting in proper productive work for the long hours and long periods of time, like Nick actually do, taking action, and doing that for the extended period. When you do hit the failure, do it again for the next extended period, hit the failure, do it again, and then see the success, but then they hit the other failure and keep doing it. That's where obviously the success comes, and that's the difference between the people who are making it. They may overcome the first three obstacles and then keep pushing on, whereas the people who don't make it may overcome the first three obstacles, hit the fourth one, and stop. There's obviously that diamond digging thing away.
Yeah.
You mentioned it.
I think I've mentioned it before that we've done, yeah.
Yeah. Digging of the person, that one person digging for a diamond, one person stops, and there's a diamond right behind that wall for that person, and they stop. Whereas the other diamond behind this wall is 5 meters down, but they kept going, and then they got that diamond. So it's just about whether you want to be that person that stops. You have to obviously know when to quit, know when something isn't working. But if it's just because it's hard, then look, you're never going to achieve anything in your life if you just stop because.
Yeah, 100%. Now, aware of the time, Liam, I think that the last thing that we can kind of just finish on, which I think that I wrote it down. Actually, you know what? We don't even need to finish it. I think that it's just today we're trying to be a reference to hopefully what success can look like for you guys, and success, of course, is going to be individual for everyone, right? Like my success is going to be different to Liam's success, but I think that my success is becoming the best version of myself, and I think that there's a degree of living free and sculpting that is going to help me get there. Now, Liam, I really love speaking with you. We have great chats, and I think that you're gonna love tonight, and I hope that the listeners got something out of this episode today.
And if you guys didn't know, this is obviously my first episode from the last one, and I'm now a co-host of the SCULPTED Podcast.
Yes,
Nick and Val. So make sure you guys are sticking around. Hopefully, we can get an episode soon with the three of us in one episode, depending on if Val's about and if his time zones are right. But
we should definitely quit.
But thank you guys very much for watching this episode. Obviously, it really helps us if you leave a thumbs up and subscribe. If you with it, obviously, if you want to see more and different topics and what we want to talk about, leave them in the comments.
Join the Patreon as well. We got a Patreon.
Join the Patreon. And we'll speak to you guys in the next one. Peace out.